Hello, everyone, Randy here playing Farming Simulator 22 on Elmcreek. We're working on getting our field ready to be replanted here at this episode. Between episodes, I finished harvesting and selling all the crops off this field. Made just a little over $200,000 off it, which is about what I figured we would make there, by the way. Stop. There we go. Nope. And also, I don't know if in case you can't tell, I went ahead and upgraded our spreader here a little bit. I put the spreading disc on it, so now it's just a little bit wider. I did that mainly for the lime. I went ahead and relimed the entire field. I don't know if that's going to work or not, because again, I did this last time around because I want this entire field to be in the same state, and unfortunately it didn't seem to work because we still needed lime in this center section of the field yet. Which, again, I just put lime on it here last harvest round, so again, it's supposed to, what, I think it's 3 days, or no, 3 harvests, I'm sorry, 3 harvests between needing lime, and it definitely was not 3 harvests, it was only 1 harvest before it needed lime, but oh well. So we're going to try that again. I'm going to, like I said, lime the entire thing, and I'm hoping the lime will actually take effect this time, and hopefully we get the entire field in the same lime state. Otherwise, having part of the field needing lime, and the other part not, is just, yeah, it's a real pain. It's hard to deal with the field that way. So I'm hoping that's going to be better. Working on putting fertilizer on the field here now. It looks like I am almost out of fertilizer. Well, hey, that's perfect because we're almost by the shop here. Speaking of fertilizer, everyone, I was actually considering maybe picking up another fertilizer spreader and dedicating this one here to lime, just like lime. This one's going to be for lime only. Driving through the neighbor's crop. Let me see here. We better get some fertilizer here in a minute. Working on the ends of the field here. I'm going to probably hire a worker up and let the hired worker hopefully take care of the rest. But yeah, in the shop, I want to go to the shop here. Fertilizer spreaders. Yeah, the Amazon here, the very first Amazon, has a 42-meter spread width. Oh my goodness, I mean 42 meters. The biggest this one has is, well, that's for the lime. I think it's 36, I'd like to say. With the spreading discs here for fertilizer. Actually, what's the GPS say? It says... what does the GPS say? That's a good question. Where is the GPS with here? Steering, track guiding... Oh, 30. Okay, so it's 30 meters here, everyone, with fertilizer. 18, by the way, if you have lime. So again, that's why I put this spreading disc on everyone. Otherwise, by default, it's 12 meters with the lime, which is... yeah, it's pretty small. Okay, let's grab some solid fertilizer. How about like 4 of them? That should be pretty good, I think. Again, when we hire a worker, when the hired worker will pay for the fertilizer, so we really don't need that much. We just need enough. So if I touch up some areas myself, we got enough to get that job done. Also, on big news here, patch 1.2 is out for Farming Simulator here. Did a dedicated video on that, so I'm probably not going to touch on that a whole lot here in this video. You folks want to check that video out. That video should have already gone live here before this video. Went through all the changes as well as new equipment that was added here in the 1.2 patch. Giants, at least in my experience, doesn't typically add equipment with patches. At least not the major anyway. They actually add quite a few pieces of equipment with this patch. So yes, definitely make sure you check that out. Make sure your game updates if it hasn't already. And then lots of improvements. Lots of improvements. One of the big improvements is this screen right here, the soil composition and the filters here. I'm not sure I'm liking what it's saying with the weeds there, but with that, everyone, lots of improvements. We can now see the stones on the field. We can see the mulch and rolling. Plowing, by the way, the entire map is no longer red. Fertilized, and then, of course, weeds. We can actually see levels of weeds now. Before you couldn't really see the level of weeds, which always kind of annoyed me. Let's see, we're going to shift that back over. Actually, I got actual GPS on this tractor. I could use that as well, I guess, couldn't I? When I say actual GPS, I have the Whoopsters guidance steering mod purchased for this tractor. Also, with the comment someone left here a couple episodes back, everyone, I'm actually working this field the long ways now. Back when we first bought the first field, I just kept working at what was the long ways then was this direction. But now that we own all 3 fields, Trevor, the long ways has changed. And it occurred to me, you know what, we should probably go a long ways on the field now. Just means less turning around, longer passes. This side of the field's still pretty long yet, but anyway. Yeah, we definitely need a little touching up with the line here and there, but I called that good. Get a few missing spots. Not going to sweat it. There we go. And, whoa. Okay, that did not turn the way I thought. I was hoping it would back up straight since I came in straight. Nope. Turned rather quickly aggressive. Make a pass along here as well. I think that'd probably be a good idea. And then hopefully the hired worker can take it from there and finish most of the rest of this field. We'll find out. Got the roller going over here as well, everyone. Don't think we're probably going to plant anything at this point unless we do canola. I was debating on doing maybe canola across the entire of our fields here. We got, again, the 2 fields on the main farm. I was actually debating on maybe taking over another field on the main farm of greenhouses. When the greenhouses pay quite well, as a reminder. Well, at least hopefully they do. They did anyway. Well, that's interesting what's going on here now. Some of the lime is not getting removed. Okay. It's weird how that texture works, isn't it? This was a thing back in Farming Simulator 19 as well. Everyone go put lime on the field and then go fertilize it and the lime disappears. Always seemed a little weird. With that being said, I'm not really sure how you get around that. It would be nice maybe to see them actually like reduce the lime texture just a little bit. That's a little excessive, everyone. Whenever you spread lime on a field, you really can't tell unless you look really closely. It's not like it turns the field white. If it's turning the field white, everyone, that farmer is definitely putting on probably way, way, way too much lime. Oh, and we're missing a little bit. Whoops. Moving just a little bit closer. There we go. But yeah, definitely considering purchasing that other fertilizer spreader, everyone. Probably maybe not this time around, but maybe next time around, everyone, when we get to fertilizing. And then we can just keep the lime in this one. So this will be dedicated for lime. And then we'll have a dedicated fertilizer spreader as well. I'm sure that one probably doesn't hold as much, but again, a 42 meter spread width. Typically a lot of times I'm using the hired worker for it anyway, so don't really care how much it holds. The hired worker will take care of that problem. Oh, hello camera that switches. That's the vehicle control add-on mod, by the way. One of the many features of the vehicle control add-on I do not appreciate. Okay, and that GPS is still set up. Yes, it is. We got our big roll around on the field here, rolling up the field. So if we go back to this screen here, by the way, now everyone, we can see the field is mulched, I guess. I think that's what that means. The field is mulched. The field needs rolling. So the light blue you're seeing here is the rolling. I don't think that's the fertilizer, right? Yeah, if I take this away. Okay, I gotta take that one away. There we go. Then you can see the fertilizer. So the fertilizer's a little bit brighter blue. Turn back on the rolling here. Yes, turn back on the rolling. So it's removing the need rolling aspect here. So we are rolling the field. I'm really curious to see once how this update's going to affect the game here as well. But I've done some testing on the rollers here with absolutely no success. Well, maybe like a 1% yield bonus, possibly 1%. I want to repeat my tests on that. I'm just to see once if that 1% still stays or if it's, yeah. But so far, on my test when it comes to the roller here, like I said, 1%, maybe 1%, which arguably everyone is probably within the margin of error for yield. So it's possibly it's a no yield bonus. We'll have to see what's happening if this update changes that or not. But anyway, I do have a video on the roller coming out here at some point. Like I said, a big flop here so far. Absolutely a big flop. No yield bonus other than arguably maybe 1%. And possibly with a new update here that might at least help us in the further testing of that. See what kind of results we actually get. thinking that hired worker wasn't going to turn around there, but he did actually. It's good. And it occurs to me, what if I go ahead and skip a day here? I could probably actually start planting. Well, maybe not this field. We can start planting 45 and 46 there. I noticed around the corners here, we got... Is that fertilizer? Yeah, that's fertilizer and mulching that's showing up. I guess it's showing that in the grass. So that's rather interesting. Possibly that was always there, but the lead plowing state hid that all the time, maybe? I'm not sure. And by the way, you cannot raise or lower this particular roller. Once it's down, when it's down, it stays down. So, and just roll across the biggest drop there. The only thing you can do with this roller, everyone, is hold it up. Which, to be honest, would probably make sense, because I'm sure this roller is heavy. It's also like the most complicated roller I've ever seen, everyone. Chalk it up. I'm assuming this is probably some sort of European piece of equipment. Goes back to what I've said before. When it comes to the European equipment, I don't know, the Europeans, everyone, have a way of making like the equipment as complicated as possible, it seems like. And I do get everyone the fact that at least over in Europe, when it comes to the European equipment, they have a lot of narrow roads. So yeah, their equipment needs to be designed to accommodate that. But, wow, still, that being said, everyone, like as complicated as possible, it seems like. Like we have rollers in the States here as well, everyone. They are much, much simpler than this. I mean, much simpler. Which will make it much cheaper, I would assume. We'll probably do a headland. Actually, what I should have done a headland all the way up and down this side of the field here too, shouldn't I? Okay, and we could probably hire a worker here at that point. Going back to this, everyone, really nice. We can now see stones. Like I said, you can see the weed levels. If we go out here, you can now see like the stubble too. I guess this really hasn't changed a whole lot, but I think you can just see it better here now. Got the stubble tillage. Oh, and we still cannot zoom, can we? Well, that sucks. They didn't fix that, did they? I kind of made note of that in that video talking about the 1.2 patch, everyone. They definitely fixed a lot of things. Pretty sure there's going to be another patch coming out fixing a whole bunch more things, because, yeah, things like this, everyone, I can't zoom. Someone actually made a comment on that here the other day. They're like, that's actually a problem? Yes, at least on the PC, I'm assuming it is anyway, everyone. Once you zoom out on the map, you cannot zoom back in, which is really annoying, especially when you're working, like if you're trying to work with field 45 and 46 down here, you're trying to select some piece of equipment down there. Yeah, good luck. No zooming back in. So I try to remember not to zoom out. Once you zoom out, everyone, oh, we're done. Also, something needs to be repaired here. Probably the roller. Ooh, skip the section. Now, that's rather interesting. Oh, can we get that last little bit? There we go. Back too far in the ditch. Wow, it's not like it's that much of a building, really? Oh, perfect. Look at that. That GPS turned out really nice. Let's see if we can repair this here real quick a minute before we go any further. Repair costs were supposedly adjusted here as well. Wow, $231. We can repair that. That is cheap. Still $7,000 to repaint, but yeah, who cares about the paint? Now on the tractor, on the other hand, we might. Whoa, the tractor's really bad, isn't it? Wow. Okay. Might want to repaint the tractor for 40,000. Might pass on that. Looks like it's okay to me. I guess when they say green paint's expensive, they were not kidding. That is some expensive green paint. I wonder what all these things up here are about. No idea. there's not even turning. Neither is that one. Neither is the back one. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing some more updates for this game here. Hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm still going to go back to what I've said before. In my opinion, I think this is probably one of the worst releases here of Farming Simulator ever. Not in the sense, everyone, that the game is the worst ever. This is probably the best game so far. But the amount of just little bugs and problems, Giants did a very, very poor job, in my opinion, of like play testing the game and actually like making sure it works. So again, everyone, that's why I call it, I think, probably the worst release of Farming Simulator ever. Up until this point, anyway. Never know. There'll probably be more Farming Simulators down the road, everyone, so Giants might try to outdo themselves with the next one. But they've done a pretty good job here with this one on knackering up a lot of things. Wait for the spreader here to get out of the way, and then we'll run up this way. Let's complete another task. Oh, well then, how do you like that? I guess he thinks he's finished, huh? I guess Giants really hasn't fixed that when it comes to this, have they? When you get to the angled portions of the field. I lined up about right. Yeah, it's hard to say. Okay, rehire the worker. Yep, I guess that's still a problem yet, isn't it? You'd think Giants would maybe fix that one of these years, but nope. No idea yet either. I wonder if the Courseplay mod is out. I, to be honest, have not even checked into or looked into that at all. I would assume at some point everyone will probably see the Courseplay mod available for Farming Simulator 22. At this point, everyone, I'm kind of enjoying the game without it. And I don't know, never know. I might keep enjoying the game without it. As I said, back in Farming Simulator 19, everyone, me and Courseplay, we weren't exactly on speaking terms anymore. Okay, and we'll head over to the comments here, start reading some comments. Brian P. was saying, I see Giants released a big update this morning. Yes, they did. And like I said, I got a whole dedicated video on that one, so check that out. We won't talk about that much more here. Included some equipment with that update as well. Actually, you know what? For those who didn't check that video out, check it out. And then a little spoiler here. Yes, the quad track is back. So is the Steiger. The Steiger's back. Actually, the Steiger wasn't in Farming Simulator 19, was it? I don't think it was. And then also the row track. So we got quad track, row track, and the Steiger. For those of you who follow along with Pace's model numbers, the Steiger, everyone, is the wheeled version. The quad track, obviously the 4-track version. And then the row track just means narrow tracks. Kentucky Farmer was saying, I've gone back to Farming Simulator 19 for the time being. Todd Ford was saying, I don't have Farming Simulator 22 yet. Played most of the previous games on the Xbox, and building a PC to have a better experience and get the mods you want. Hey, there you go. That's the way to go there, if you ask me. And I'm sure this is probably not going to change here with Farming Simulator 22. Something I have always said, everyone, when it comes to this game, it is best played on a PC, in my opinion, everyone, when it comes to the mods. And yes, everyone, consoles can have mods, but unfortunately, consoles cannot have any of the scripting mods. And the scripting mods are really what make the game, in my opinion, everyone. Scripting mods add additional functionality, like GPS. And I'm sure there'll be more stuff to come here in the future. Of course, one of the big ones back in the previous version of the game was production. Might not need that many anymore in 22. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to work here. If we'll still need some of the production scripts or not. Because again, production is built into the game. Okay, another GPS line. There we go. Gotta say, again, I like my GPS. Ethan was saying, I think more games need to take the approach Giants has to modding. I have played other games with mods, some paid, and they make bad farming simulator mods look amazing. Okay, that's pretty good there, Ethan. That is actually a very good point, Ethan. When it comes to mods for other games, let's take Flight Simulator, for example. That's the only one that comes to mind. Actually, I think Train Simulator is the same. But Flight Simulator, there are mods available for that game, Evan, but some of those mods you have to pay for. And like Ethan was saying, some of the mods you pay for really aren't that great. Don't get me wrong, there are some mods that you pay for that are great, but there's some that aren't. When it comes to Farming Simulator, Evan, Giants, at least at this point, strictly prohibits the sale of mods. Hint, hint to any of the Patreon creators out there. Strictly prohibits the sale of mods. So again, selling mods through Patreon, everyone, per Giants, is prohibited. Again, I've got to mention here, everyone, I don't necessarily have a problem with a mod author having Patreon. Supporting the mod author is a good thing, in my opinion, everyone, because again, creating mods for Farming Simulator is not exactly easy, and it's also not exactly cheap sometimes. To properly create mods for this game, everyone, couple of things. You have to have a model. And depending on the mod author, either they might be able to create it themselves or they're going to have to buy a model. Models aren't exactly cheap. 3D model of the piece of equipment they want to create. Once they have the model, everyone, now they have to have the program to manipulate that model. And depending on which one they use, Blender is free, but programs like Maya are not. And at least in the past, everyone, I think, was it Maya? I'm pretty sure Maya was the one needed to pretty much like properly create mods in Farming Simulator 19 and previous versions. And as far as I know, you can now use Blender a little bit more, but Maya used to be like the only one that was like properly supported to like fully take advantage of what you could do in the game. And of course, everyone, that program is not free. So again, everyone, it's not free to create mods. So don't have a problem with mod authors using Patreon. The problem comes in, everyone, when the mod author is selling mods through Patreon. Let's see. Techniques, and procedures. I only use straw for animals. There's not much money in it. A forage wagon and a hay barn are a good, affordable way to get ahead of the need for straw. Ooh, that's actually a good point there. I did not think about using a loading wagon. I could have used a loading wagon to pick up and sell straw. Probably would have taken a really long time to do it that way, though. Christopher was saying, good video. Keep it up, and happy holidays, and the mods on the PS4 work. It's a bug on the map. Okay, according to Christopher, he says it's a bug on the map that prevents mods. Could be, I'm not sure. All I know of, there's some sort of bug on the console. I'm assuming that's fixed now, by the way. I'm assuming the 1.2 patch has fixed that. Hopefully. So hopefully now the console users can have mods here again. Jim was saying, wow, I got to be first here this time. Hey, congratulations there, Jim. You're first. Great video as always. Keep up the great work. I heard the landscaping tool in Farming Simulator 22 doesn't work nearly as well as the landscaping tool in 19, especially when it comes to smoothing. Noticed a lot of players are complaining the terrain refuses to smooth out in Farming Simulator 22, which sucks. Yes, Jim, you're very much correct on that. The terrain editing tools here in 22 suck. They were much better in 19, which 19 was the first time we could actually edit the terrain, everyone. And somehow Giants did a better job in 19 than they did in 22. Don't know how that's possible, but apparently it happens. Well, I think we're making some pretty good progress on rolling here. Helps when your rollers are meters wide. Math also saying, there you go. That must have been the episode where I went and got that missing spot for Mathos. See, I told you, everyone, you gotta watch your fields. The field quality manager, you never know when he's gonna pop in and check up on you. Paul saying, great video. I'm learning all I can. I got my new gaming computer hooked up to my new LG 65-inch gaming TV. Oh, wow, gaming TV. I'm ready to give Farming Simulator 22 a go, plus other games as well. work here a minute. We'll finish reading this comment. Yes, thank you, Vehicle Control add-on, for flipping the camera like that. Still find that super annoying. I think what we're going to do, Evan, is we're going to go ahead and skip some time here. And sleep through the night. And that way, I think we should be one more day and we can start planting canola, right? Yes. I think we're going to go ahead and just plant canola across all the fields. I'm going to keep it simple, right? What is this question mark? Huh. Is that new? I don't remember seeing that there before. Maybe it is. Oh, there's a question mark here, too. Transport, huh? Don't remember seeing those before. Maybe they were there, just I never noticed. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and sleep, everyone. Back to the comment. He says, I'm a little late getting into this at 64 years old, but I've farmed my whole life and love simulation-type games. Where is the best place to download Farming Simulator 22 and other games as well? Well, that's a new symbol. The ZZ thing. Huh. Haven't seen that before. Cool. Oh, the loan. Okay, it looks like the amount of money we paid for our loan went up, everyone. That was part of the update as well. They did adjust the loan. I think it was $1,400 before. I seen $1,600 flash across the screen there. I was curious about that. Like, did they make it better or did they make it worse? Let's see once here. Where's the loan? Fertilizer cost. Loan interest. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was $1,400 before, and now it's $1,600. And we haven't changed the loan. We still have the same loan as we did before. I might, like, pay that off a little bit. We'll see once here. Okay, back to the map here. How we looking? I'm guessing, did you quit again? Oh, you didn't quit yet. You're probably going to, though, aren't you? Anyway, to answer Paul's question here, the best place to probably get Farming Simulator, at least if you ask me, is probably go through Steam. Me and Steam don't always have the best of relationships, but to be honest, it's probably the best place to get Farming Simulator through. Get it through Steam, or get a Steam key from one of the other resellers of the game. That way, when you have the Steam version of it, your game is automatically kept up to date. That just, in some ways, it makes it easier that way. Plus, if you go from a different computer to another computer, you can take the game with you to some extent. That's interesting. Starts and then just quits. And it's like right at the spot where you see it. Hey, well, anyway. It occurs to me that all my big tractors are currently in use. I wonder if the 7R has enough power to pull that plant. It should, right? 310 horsepower. On a big tractor planter. Actually, it's not. Worst case, I can probably steal the quad track here off the fertilizer spreader. We don't need a quad track on the fertilizer spreader, to be honest, but have to be the tractor I had available at the time. Oh, you know what? And I should check my honey. You folks need to remind me of this. Check my honey. Oh, it's not full. Whoa, what the world's happened here? Yeah. Well then, no idea. Something's gone wrong there. We'll just, I'm just gonna go back over here and pretend I didn't see that. One thing I want to make note of here as well, if you like properly take care of your fields here, you don't get near the weeds, if any weeds at all, on your fields. And also, when it does come to weeds, make sure you remove them right after planting. So right after planting, when you're not going to see any weeds. There's not going to be any weeds on the field. Just go ahead and remove them, unless Giants have changed. Possibly, yes, you never know. New update things possibly change. Hopefully they haven't. But make sure, everyone, like you weed right after plant. I mean right after. Don't skip a day, everyone. Because if you skip a day, you're going to have weeds. So make sure you weed right after you plant. The same day. It's probably not the right width. Get the right width on that. Check the width. There we go. Much better. Oh, yeah, we need to push that. Y. There we go. Good thing it tells you it can't plant. Otherwise, I'd be busy planting a crop that can't actually grow on the field. That would be kind of annoying. Again, you probably can't tell the difference here. Good thing we got guidance steering, GPS for vehicle control. Otherwise, oh boy, I would have no idea where, or how would you even tell? You'd have to like look really, really carefully. And looking at the timer, it looks like it's time to wrap it up here for this episode. So on that note, folks, have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Until next time.